Yo, what's up, people? It's your boy, I'm Chris the Dom One, and I am back with another video. I'm gonna give you guys my perspective of the new Venom trailer that was released a couple of days ago. Before we begin, I wanted to put the video on my channel, but getting kind of scared of YouTube and its questionable rules and regulation, how it applies to some people and it doesn't apply to others. But with that being said, we're still going to talk about the trailer and the movie. And this movie shaping up, this is going to be one of those must-see type of movies. I also want to find out how they're going to blend Venom in the Marvel universe with all the other established characters that already had movies out. You know how Marvel likes to, wrap everything up in a pretty bow when you're talking about Thor, the Avengers, Doctor Strange, Black Panther, the list goes on and on and on. How they're going to, even Guardians of the Galaxy, how all this is going to blend in and translate to Venom's world, okay? But with that being said, let's go ahead and get into it. Let's do some little backstory. You guys know I'm a comic book nerd, okay? Now, the origin of Venom has been talked about throughout the years, but the original concept of Venom was it was back in the Marvel comic books when they had the Secret War. The Secret War is sort of similar to what this upcoming Avenger movie is going to be about. But it had heroes and villains fighting against one another. Okay, you have to go check out those comic books. I'm pretty sure those comic books are available at a lot of these comic book stores. It's not that many out there, but the original concept of Venom was Venom of the organic substance was on the space shuttle, and Spider-Man was happened to be around this space shuttle when it fell back into the back to the Earth, and this substance got on to Spider-Man, and that's what spawned and created Black Spider-Man. Okay, he had the black suit, and everything was fine and dandy until the suit started trying to manipulate his thoughts and his opinions, basically trying to control Spider-Man. And Spider-Man, after the Secret War, in a later comic book in the Adventures of Spider-Man, he got rid of the Black Spider-Man suit, and the Black Spider-Man suit took form with another person, and I forgot Peter Parker's. There's like I think his name is Butch. I forgot his name, but anyway, he really hated Peter Parker even through high school, college, and as an adult, and he got in contact with this substance, and therein lies Venom. Okay, now let's talk about the actual movie. Tom Hardy, from Batman's fame with Christian Bale when he was Two-Face, he's the lead actor in this movie. And basically the concept is simple. He's a no-nonsense reporter that does and do anything to get to the bottom of the truth. And he has a issue with this company and the leader of the company doing illegal experiments on human beings, okay? And he got granted access and interview with the president of this company, and one thing led to another. I guess the interview got a little too serious. It wasn't constructed the way how this owner wanted it to be, who owned the company, and he got kicked out of the building. Sooner or later, another lady wanted to talk to him to pretty much expose this company on what's really transpiring, what's really going on. Now they didn't. Now this trailer really don't give you too much detail on how the material spilled on Tom Hardy, and how he became Venom. But by looking at a lot of the CGI action, a lot of the scenes, this movie is shaping up to be a phenomenal movie. And the one thing I like about this project is it's the real Venom that we all enjoyed reading in the comic books. Okay, they didn't give him extra abilities and extra power. They didn't try to sort of angle his character to fit the narrative of the movie. Basically, it's Venom in live and in full effect. Okay, you can also tell in the movie that Tom Hardy, and I forgot the character's name that he's actually playing, and Venom, they're having a battle with one another. Venom is a no-nonsense type of entity that is not, he's a shoot first and ask questions type of entity. And Tom Hardy, even though he's reckless, he still wants to get at the bottom of the truth, but do it in a fashionable way where no lives are harmed or anyone harmed by that knowledge. Venom really don't care. He really don't give two spits. Okay, so you see that dynamic. So of course they're gonna play that angle in the movie, as well as the villain, which is, and I forgot the guy who owns this pharmaceutical company. You can clearly tell that is that's going to be the main villain, and you see all these other side stories as well. Okay, from what I gathered, I kind of like the costume. It's true to form to what the comic book was. It's CGI effects. It's not nobody in a suit running around, and I like how and they captivate all of Venom's powers in the comic book and translate it into the movies. Okay, a lot of people, when the first trailer was revealed, I believe it was a year ago or 6 or 7 months ago, not too many people was hyped about it. It sort of went under the rails, and I can understand. It sort of went under a lot of people's radar, and it's probably because of one or two things. Venom is really not a character that is popular. Okay, he's sort of in the same type of situation and narrative as the Hulk. Even though people can tolerate the Hulk for like 10 or 15 minutes, but the ideal and the notion of the Hulk having his own movie, a lot of people don't want to stay there long enough to follow the storyline of the Hulk, because the Hulk is what he is. He's just simple put. Okay, he's just a simple character. All right, he doesn't really have any type of perspective or thought or anything like that. And Venom is, even though Venom is definitely smarter than the Hulk, and he has his own personality and identity, a lot of people are going to dig this. But the Tom Hardy's character, the actual character, the reporter, I don't think people are going to try to follow this reporter's story, because this character of the reporter has been done throughout several movies throughout the generations. Okay, so it's nothing new about this character that anyone wants to follow. So pretty much everyone is going to watch this movie because of Venom. Okay, and the Marvel Universe. All right. A second thing I want to talk about is how this movie went under the radar. Was a lot of things transpired. A lot of other comic book movies from not only Marvel but DC, as well as television shows, has pretty much filled the void. And that's another reason why nobody is not really talking about Venom. Okay, so I kind of dig the character. I think this is going to be a great movie. I don't see this movie setting records. I don't think it's going to top what the Black Panther did or Captain America, what he did, but it's going to be a very popular movie. And as long as it's not in line with other blockbuster movies, as long as it doesn't have a lot of competition, it's going to have legs and longevity to where it's going to be another multi-million-dollar successful movie from Marvel. Okay. On a quick side note, I saw the trailer of Captain Marvel, and I don't want to say too much about it because Marvel themselves hasn't officially named this movie. And you know how you watch a lot of videos on YouTube, you sit back there and you think it's coming from the perspective of Marvel, but when you do your due diligence and you do your research, you find out it's just somebody with their own unique perspective and spin on a certain character. Just like it's Ms. Marvel. I'm sorry about that. Ms. Marvel, which by the way, Ms. Marvel is Phoenix. And we'll talk about that when we actually get some concrete proof on if is this movie even going to exist. But I like the trailer. To me, the trailer, even though it actually shown Venom, I think a lot of people. That's another reason why a lot of people wasn't really hyped up on the first trailer when it was released. Even though you actually see Venom, and you also get some sense of Venom as the character. Okay, at the same time, we have to wait and see how this develops. I think people are going to, like I said earlier, this is going to be one of those multi-million-dollar movies. It's going to be fine. It's going to be very successful. I don't think it's going to break the block. It's going to break records. It's definitely going to have a sequel. But like I said earlier in this video, how is this? How are they going to blend the Venom story, the Venom universe, and ingratiate it into the Marvel universe, in the Marvel actual universe? Okay, and Venom might be one of those characters that we may not never see in one of those big budget movies when you try to get all the characters in. Okay, it's a possibility he won't do a crossover. Okay, similar to Blade. Blade never did any crossovers on any other Marvel movies, and that doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing. It's just, it is what it is. But guys, tell me what you think. Rate, comment, subscribe. It's your boy. I'm Chris the Dom One, and I am out, y'all.